Today, I'm walking you through the little known and surprising mistakes to avoid the next time you fly. The first mistake is settling in for a flight and then letting your guard down. In-flight theft is a big problem, and most of the time it happens during the overnight stretch when the cabin is dark and people are asleep. There are 3 small changes that will solve this problem. Start by putting your carry-on in the overhead bin across the aisle from your seat, as opposed to directly above your seat. That way, you could actually see it if someone were to try to get into it. After takeoff, pull your personal item out from underneath the seat in front of you and place it behind your calves. This is going to give you more leg room, and nobody is going to reach into your bag without you noticing. And then third, never leave your wallet, phone, passport, or any other valuables on the tray table or in the seat back pocket. Anything valuable should go on your body in a zipped up pocket or zipped somewhere deep inside your personal item bag, which is at your feet. That'll get your stuff sorted, but staying alert on a long flight is going to matter for much more than just theft, which we will get into next. The second mistake is going too hard on the alcohol, and the research on this is wild. A recent study found that when people fell asleep after drinking at cruising altitude, so during a flight, their blood oxygen dropped to 85%, which is well below the safe threshold of 90, and their hearts had to work overtime just to keep up. And this effect is going to hit older travelers much harder than younger travelers. Don't get me wrong, I love a glass of wine as much as the next person, but on a flight, that does not sound like a risk worth taking. You can also expect that the hangover is also going to be quite brutal, since cabin air is drier than most deserts, and you actually lose around 8 ounces of water every hour just from breathing on a plane. So lean into hydration and consider ordering water instead. You may also want to lay off anything that's going to be carbonated. That's because the air bubbles tend to expand in your stomach once you're in the air, which means that you're either going to be a little bit bloated or, well, that's embarrassing. The third mistake connects right back to the last one, and that would be knocking yourself out with sleep medication like melatonin, NyQuil, Ambien, or even good old Benadryl. These are going to leave you groggy and a little bit out of it on their own, but then if you do end up mixing the medication with alcohol, you're asking for trouble. Big trouble. Harvard researchers actually called sleeping pills and a glass of wine to be the worst thing that you can do on a long flight. They sedate you, keep you from moving around, which also raises your blood clot risk, and when they're combined with the already low cabin oxygen, it's going to be a real concern for your health. Plus, if anything were to go wrong during the flight, or if someone was trying to go through your bag, you're probably going to be a little bit too out of it to even notice. Mistake number 4 would be taking your shoes off on a flight. And I get it, you want to be comfortable, but taking your shoes off is not the way. Every major US airline, including American, United, Delta, and JetBlue, actually bans flying barefoot in their fine print, so you could be denied boarding or pulled off a flight that hasn't taken off yet if you're not wearing shoes. Plus, the cabin floor is not clean, especially around the bathrooms. And if you do take your shoes off, remember that your feet often tend to swell at altitude, so trying to get your shoes back on for landing might be a little bit tough. So keep your shoes on for the entire flight, and then consider just loosening your laces a little bit so your feet have room to expand. Let us know down in the video comments how you feel about travelers taking their shoes off on the plane. I am personally not a fan. And while you're down there, consider hitting subscribe so you never miss another video. It's also a free way to support the channel, so Ollie and I really appreciate it. He also recently got shaved down, which you probably noticed if you are a frequent viewer, so he can use all of the extra support that he can get right now. Mistake 5 is forgetting that you are basically sitting inside of a giant germ tube. Turnaround time between flights is fast, and the tray table that you're about to eat off of rarely gets wiped down between passengers. The numbers on this are honestly wild. A travel research team swabbed plane surfaces, and they found that tray tables have around 2,155 bacteria colonies per square inch, which is more than 8 times the amount that they found on the lavatory flush button. They've found cold viruses, the flu, norovirus, and even MRSA living on those tables. The fix is to create your own clean zone, which only takes about 30 seconds. The first thing I do when I get to my seat is pull out an antibacterial wipe and hit down everything that I'm going to touch. This will include the tray table on both sides, the armrests, the seat buckle, the TV screen, and also the air vent. Then I also like to keep a small travel-sized hand sanitizer with me at my seat, and I'll use it periodically through the flight, especially right before a meal. I haven't gotten sick on a flight in years, and I'll credit it almost entirely to this routine. And never ever touching my face on travel days. That probably helps too. Speaking of germs and being comfortable on a long flight, that is exactly why I partner with today's video sponsor, Unbound Merino. Unbound Merino's merino wool clothing has completely transformed the way that I dress for a flight. That's because merino wool is naturally antimicrobial, regulates temperature, resists odors, and also never seems to wrinkle. My go-to pieces for a travel day are the crew neck t-shirt paired with the compact travel hoodie. Both come in flattering styles for men and women, and in neutral colors that mix and match easily with the rest of your travel outfits. I love wearing the men's t-shirt too, and will often try stealing it from my partner when I want a looser fit. He loves it as much as I do, and honestly, this shirt is probably the most flattering shirt that I have seen on a guy. But no matter who wins the t-shirt tug of war that morning, both of us will end up wearing merino wool socks on our feet. One pair of Unbound Merino socks is going to replace up to 3 pairs of regular socks, since you can wear these over and over and over again. You can scan the QR code that's on the screen now to check out Unbound Merino for yourself, and then down in the video description I'll also leave links to my exact plain outfit as well as my partner's plain outfit for you to check out as well. And then don't forget to use the code Megan10 at checkout to save an additional 10% on your order. Mistake 6 is unbuckling your seatbelt the second the sign turns off. That little ding doesn't actually mean that it's safe for you to take it off. Clear air turbulence is invisible, unpredictable, and it's the leading cause of in-flight injuries, which is why the FAA recommends keeping your seatbelt fastened at all times while you're seated. I have personally seen it happen where someone was thrown out of their seat during an episode of clear air turbulence. To be fair, it did only happen one time, and I've taken well over 300 flights, so don't let it freak you out too much. But keep your seatbelt on. A great tip is to always buckle your seatbelt on top of your jacket or your blanket so it's visible. If a flight attendant can't see whether or not you're buckled in, they will have to wake you up to check if you're sleeping. And nothing kills the vibe of a good in-flight nap like a flight attendant gently shaking you to confirm that your seatbelt is still buckled. It's especially annoying if you did happen to be buckled up the whole time, but your seatbelt buckle was just hiding underneath a blanket or a jacket. The 7th mistake is bringing peanuts on board, or wearing strong perfume or cologne, or being the one who ends up needing to stab an EpiPen into their leg. Not a fun flight situation. Airlines stopped handing out peanuts a long time ago because allergies can be severe enough that even tiny traces in the cabin air could trigger a reaction. But the no peanut rule only applies to airline-served snacks, so travelers are still allowed to bring their own peanuts from home or from the airport. If you are packing snacks for a long flight, consider leaving peanuts at home and grab something that's a little bit more allergy-friendly, like pretzels, dried fruit, jerky, or protein bars. The same logic applies to strong perfume or cologne. The cabin recirculates the same air over and over, and someone 2 rows ahead of you with a sensitivity is absolutely going to smell it and feel it. I am personally one of those sensitive people. It is basically like Sneezy from Snow White, and one of the TSA drug-sniffing dogs had a baby. Mistake 8 happens to people who think they did everything right by paying for their seat ahead of time, but then ending up with a terrible seat, like a windowless window seat. These exist. Unfortunately, not every window seat actually has a window. It is wild what the airlines are able to get away with. On certain aircrafts, specific rows are missing the window entirely thanks to where the air conditioning ducts run. On a lot of Boeing 737s, seat A11 is famous for this. So before you book, pull up a seat map on a site like Aerolopa so you can see exactly which seats have things like full windows, partial windows, or if they're completely walled off. Personally, I will end up paying for an aisle seat where I'm able to extend my dominant arm, so my right arm, into the aisle, which is just very convenient for things like eating or working on a laptop. An aisle seat also means that I can get up and down anytime, and then when I want a bit more space, I will use the secret button that is underneath the aisle seat armrest near the back to lift it up. Try it. The 9th mistake is forgetting to upload a payment method to your airline account before you fly. Almost every major US carrier, including Delta and United, has gone fully cashless on board, and most don't even accept a physical card swipe or a tap from your phone's wallet. That means that your card has to be loaded into the airline's app ahead of time. So at some point before your flight, make sure you take a moment to open the airline's app and add a payment method on file. It just takes 2 minutes, and even if you aren't planning to buy anything during the flight, having your payment method uploaded at least gives you the option. The next big mistake to avoid would be packing medication inside of your checked luggage. Because if your bag is delayed or lost, which absolutely does happen, especially on long international flights with connections, you're going to end up stuck without the prescriptions and medications that you may need. 3 quick rules to follow include packing all of your essential medications inside of your carry-on and preferably inside the personal item bag, since this bag stays with you at your seat through the entire flight. You also want to bring a few extra days' worth of medications in case there are any delays. And for international travel, if you do have any controlled substances like ADHD medication, Vicodin, or Xanax, bring a doctor's letter with you just in case any border agents or security officers have any questions. And while we're talking about packing the right stuff for a long flight, I did put together a printable checklist of every single thing that I personally bring with me inside of my personal item bag for the flight. It's the exact list that I use and also the list that I refer back to every time I'm packing for a flight. You can grab it for free down in the video description or by scanning the QR code on the screen here. I'll put a video on the screen now and link it in the description below where I break down the airport mistakes that most travelers don't even know they're making. It's the perfect companion to this video and one that you should definitely watch before your next flight. Don't forget to hit subscribe to join Ollie and me back here for more travel tips and hacks each week, and we will see you in that next video soon. Bye.